Back to Two Brothers Sports Podcast presented by RainbowOnSports.com. It is Wednesday, September 4th. We are coming at you with the first multi-football weekend, college football week 2, NFL week 1. So we get back into the picks like we always do. Couple 2-and-1s, a couple 1-and-2s. I think if we excluded bias, I think we got a 1-and-1. Max with the he's got the flag there. Unfortunate loss. We'll get into that. Notre Dame got a nice little win. And yeah, get into the picks here. But fellas, it's the usual suspects. How we doing this week?
Good man. Like you said, had a little rough weekend, but overall did well. And had a hell of a lot of fun just watching all these games, drinking beer. Ready to do it again this weekend.
It's so true. So true. Yeah, it was it's for me personally, it was nice to be on the right side of a lot of picks. Of course, the three that we had here. It's nice to be in the plus money there. So I'm sure I'll put out an O for or 1 for 2 week this week. But Saturday was tough. It was a lot of just hanging out, drinking, from watching games from 12 to the end of that Notre Dame game, and now this week we do that, and Sunday comes around and it's another slate of football again. But this is why
Oh yeah,
we love it.
Insane.
exactly.
This week we get Thursday,
And
Friday,
Max,
Saturday.
sorry for your West Virginia loss there. I'm really bummed
Right.
bummed for you guys.
Yeah, just know that we are very upset. So when we see y'all, just know.
Yeah, just a couple more weeks.
Yep.
I'm sure Pitt will probably lose to Cincinnati this week, and each team will stumble in.
Cincinnati's pretty fucking bad.
I mean, also Virginia Tech was lost as a double-digit
Yeah.
favorite, so you could certainly throw stones here.
I was gonna wait.
Yeah, that
Thank you.
tech money line killed me on some parlays. That
Yeah,
was unfortunate.
Colby and I told you like a month ago to take Vanderbilt plus 13 on that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
at least won money on that game.
Fair.
It doesn't matter. That was fucking awful.
Yep, and Notre Dame picked up a nice little dub. Looked really good against A&M. Offense is a little slow to start, but I think with the O-line and Leonard both being new, I'm glad they proved me wrong because I was not feeling good going into this weekend, but pulled out a nice win there too as well. Defense looks good, and I am so happy we don't have Brian Kelly anymore. That's my biggest takeaway.
Right.
What a bitch, dude! Just throwing everyone under the bus, and Notre Dame out here beating A&M, and you got LSU just celebrating too early, costly penalties. That's a Brian Kelly undisciplined team right there. So, nothing that we haven't seen before. But yeah, dude, it was nice to see Brian Kelly just throw his team under the bus and it not be my football team for once.
Yeah. That was good. That was a solid game. Yeah.
Can I? It wasn't a solid game for a while. It was a close game.
Oh yeah.
It was no. But like I wanted to say that is, I think Notre Dame comes away like maybe played 65% of their potential, and for the most part pushed around at Texas A&M starter. I mean, I was very impressed because I imagine that team 3 4 weeks from now will be playing much better. They can just do the Riley Leonard pinball, down for 8 yards on every scramble. And I think he'll also kind of catch his groove throwing later in the year. That number, I forget his name, but number 4, the running back, was nice and shifty. But most importantly, I don't think anyone's scoring, more than 24 points on you guys this year. So
Yeah, defense is looking really, really nice.
Yeah.
Defensive line is solid, and we got some good corners. I forgot that we had some good secondary as well. So yeah, looking forward to that. Let's see. Looking at the picks, I mean, we talked a little bit about it, Max, with a 1-2 with the West Virginia. Of course, that's a biased pick, but we respected putting your nuts on the line, and sometimes doesn't always break your way. I didn't put my nuts on the line for Notre Dame or JMU, so and they both would have won. So coulda, shoulda, woulda. LSU USC game was pretty close on the over under as well, but unfortunately that first half was really slow, and then they kind of started picking up and scoring, and then Iowa Illinois State, which that's going to be Old Faithful with that under. So 1-2 day for Max. Sean with Georgia minus 13.5. covering there, beating the piss out of Clemson. Rice with an upset loss. I had to look that one up to Sam Houston State. That was
Yeah, that was bad.
weird.
That was bad, especially because like a few of the next like honorable mentions all won easily as well. So I look at that as just dumb, but it is what it is.
I gotta do that, but you got rebounded with the Oregon State, Idaho State under that cleared pretty well. So overall, we're not too bad right there. And then Miami and USC helped me out. Ohio State just a little bit slow of a start. Otherwise, I think they would have cleared that minus 48.5. But yeah, we'll take a 2-1 weekend. Overall, we went pretty solid. So I mean, we'll take what we can get there. I mean, was that 5 for 9? That's over 50%. So take that. And I know Max is going to bounce back this week, and like you said, Sean, we're bound to regress, but that's how this works. That's why we do 3.
Oh,
instead of
not if we
4.
pick 3 winners.
Yep, exactly. It could be 3 winners. Who knows? Who knows? So
Yeah.
that being said, do we want to get into the picks, or was there any other games you guys wanted to recap real quick?
No. Well, Florida State, we sort of called it. We were like, well, I don't know. But not like this. I mean, honestly, like, what the fuck, dude? Ukulele sucks.
Yeah.
Normal. I don't know what he's doing for his team, but yeah, this is why you didn't make the playoffs without Travis, right? I mean, and they lost Coleman and their 2 stud defensive linemen, but
Doesn't
yeah,
help your case.
it's like we gave you 10. I mean, we probably should have been a little lower. Now
Yeah.
you're gonna be ranked.
Dude, yeah, that was just. I mean, they didn't even. I don't even think they had a lead the entire time. Every time I saw a score, they were down. So, yeah, him and Billy Napier from Florida, both on the hot seat. I don't know which one's going to get fired first, but might be both at the same time. Who knows?
Yeah, they just switched teams.
You know what? It's probably happened before. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, but good first week.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I know. I gotta remind myself to not get too crazy during the noon games because I was barely staying awake for that Notre Dame game. It's gonna be got long nights ahead of us. But yeah, let's get into the picks. I mean, let's see. I say let's go with Max. Max, start us off. We'll go Max, Sean, then myself, and then see where we go from there.
That works for me. What do I think you guys are gonna take?
Week 2, and we're already in mind games.
No, I know. We still have a good amount of big spreads, which is unfortunate. I can't wait for the conference play and it gets a little tighter.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna look at biggest game this weekend. I'm gonna go Texas minus 7.5. I don't care. They look great. Granted, I forgot who they played, but shit team. But yeah, give me minus 7.5. I don't think Michigan's got it. They lost a lot of guys as well, so I think they win by probably 14. Maybe in a lower scoring game though. I don't think they're gonna put up fucking 50.
Mhm.
28-14. Honestly, they kind of just time manage.
Any concern being at Big House? Or it is Big House, right? It's not
Yeah,
neutral.
yeah, it's at
I
Michigan.
don't think it's neutral, yeah. No, fuck them.
Oh,
And it's a noon game, it's not 8 p.m. start under the lights and the fans have been drinking for 8 hours
Sure.
there. Max, I like that pick a lot too. I do think Texas, just frankly off last weekend, they rolled, but I think it was against like a UTEP or something. It wasn't against like a Division II.
Massive.
It wasn't like
No, it
Colorado.
wasn't.
I think it was Colorado State.
Oh, Colorado State, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like 51-3 or something. Michigan was struggling with Fresno State there. It was more just like Michigan's offense couldn't get anything going. They're playing both quarterbacks there. Yeah, I think that could be a good pick there. I think that under pick could be good too there, Max.
Yes.
But I also am going to play an under, but I'm not going to play an under on a 43. I will play under on a 63 though, and I'm looking at the same time slot as noon here. Give me Arkansas and Oklahoma State. Each team got to run it up against kind of a cupcake in week one. I think now when you get some big dogs meeting here early in the day, in fact, this is, I'm guessing my time zones are correct, an 11 a.m. start in Stillwater there. I'm not saying that it's going to be a low scoring game, but I think Oklahoma State probably takes care of business on this, like 31-21. Probably want to run it with Ollie Gordon a lot in that second half. Let's go ahead and keep the time going, I guess, until we get to the 2-minute timeout. So not the 2-minute warning, but the 2-minute timeout. And call. Don't call it. Don't call the 2-minute warning. But yeah, I just think this number is probably going to end up looking way too high once we're like a quarter through the game. Kind of feeling each other out type of meeting of two Power 5 teams.
Yep. I think that's a perfect segue into my pick. I'm gonna go with Oak State -7.5. I think I like a 10 to 14 range. I think they'll stick around there. I don't really like Arkansas this year. To be honest with you, I like Ollie Gordon Bowman. They got a good little squad. It's at home, I believe, as well. So yep. Got the crowd behind it, and Gundy's gonna be going. So yeah, whether I do like the underplay too, because I didn't realize 63. That is a lot of points. So keep the ground game going. Just get up nice 10-14 lead and just conserve that. So give me Oak State -7.5. And then I'm gonna go on the backswing. I'm gonna do one that I'm a little scared that maybe one of you guys will take. I don't know, so I'm gonna do it now before I gotta end the snake. Going with a little team from Boone, North Carolina, coming into Clemson, South Carolina. They're getting 18 points. Sun Belt team wants to prove themselves. They play well, maybe even win this game. Who knows what we're talking about for like a group 5 Sun Belt. Not saying that they would get in even if they did go undefeated, but why not make some noise there? As a JMU fan, I've seen them all too many times. They beat us twice last year. So yeah, give me the Appalachian State Mountaineers, 18 points against Clemson at Clemson. Because fuck Dabo, and Clemson looked absolutely garbage this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, granted, it is Georgia, but holy shit. I saw on Twitter this morning, they had the guard on one side and then both guard and tackle on the other side, and they ran into each other behind the center. And I was just like, oh my God. And it was like a high snap to like the right. He had to like fucking grab it. Like it was just explain that whole game.
Disaster.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah. Dabo is he's getting put out to pasture here soon. It seems like this is just not his college football anymore. And just they might have been just as talented as Georgia was, but as Dabo said in his presser at the end, they had the talent, just a couple details, and that's what lost them the game by 31 points. So that's loser talk, if you ask me. App State, they want to make some noise. So yeah, give me that all day.
Yeah, did I get like butt cracked or something, or has he literally not had a transfer since like 2018 or something, 2019? Is that real?
I'm sure it's like at least a couple, but it's significantly low.
Yeah.
It
is pretty
like
crazy.
half a butt crack. You got like a plumber's crack, maybe not the full aspect.
Yeah. All right, sorry. We can move on.
I know you're good, Sean. Where are you going with pick two?
Yeah, I'm gonna get real sicko with it here. Give me the Kennesaw State Owls to cover 15.5 against the Louisiana Raging Cajuns. So Kennesaw, this is their first year as an FBS team. They went on the road against UTSA. Now this isn't the UTSA team with was it like something F or something?
Frank Harris.
Frank, the quarterback. But I'm sure that's a still pretty loaded team, and to go out there and they didn't win, or they lost, but they covered pretty well. They get a night game, 7 p.m. here. I don't know. I'm just honestly, they covered last week, and I'm going to see if they can ride the momentum here again. I don't need them to win. Heck, they can lose by 2 touchdowns or not look that great and still get this W here.
Yeah, that 15.5 is a nice number right there.
It is. Yeah, that's a key number there. Go
Yeah.
Owls.
Yeah. Let's
Oh,
do
yeah.
it.
Love it. All right, all right, all right. Um, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to the West Coast. I mean, you know what? I'm kind of just picking these top teams right now. Oregon over Boise, -19. Boise, they've gotten a lot of hype. They're not a bad team. I think they won last week, right?
They did, but they didn't cover because we had
Yeah,
Georgia Southern.
that's right.
Yes.
Um, yeah, I think Oregon has. I mean, Dylan Gabriel looks great. That offense looks phenomenal. So give me that all day. They're gonna win by probably 28.
They got to make up for kind of no show in the first few quarters of last week.
True.
Dude, right.
They'll be all right.
Yeah. Big number, but I like it.
No, no. And they what was the Boise final?
Oh, that was a high scoring game. It was like 54-46 or something. So,
Okay.
if Georgia Southern is scoring that many points against Boise, who knows what Oregon can.
Yep. That's what I was gonna say. I like that. I'm trying to pull it up. It might take too long, but whatever an Oregon team total over is, that might be also a
True.
play there. Maybe even the over. So I'm with you there. I'm all over that with you. I like that a lot. And they also only scored 24 against Idaho last week.
Yeah,
And so I feel like Oregon did.
Mhm.
And so I feel like they're good for a bounce back.
Yeah.
I dig it. I dig it.
Can you dig it?
And then you are wrapping up.
I don't want to start. I mean, this is different. I'm not going to do over unders. It was a little rough for me last weekend, but everything else was solid. And I just don't want to start off going to the same team back to back. Well, not the same thing. Iowa -2.5 over Iowa State. I mean, their offense actually did
Okay.
something last week. So I think Iowa State's really not that good this year. So
Like
I
it.
think they shit on them on defense and run it up. They're going to win by more than 7 or at least 7. So love it. At Iowa too.
Yeah, at Kinnick Stadium. I like that. You said 2.5.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I dig that. That was on my list as well. So I dig that. Sean, where are you going with 303?
All right. Well, I had Oklahoma State going under. So I'm gonna go to their little sister because they usually keep beating them, but they don't get to play much anymore. Give me the other side of Bedlam, and I'm gonna go over now in Oklahoma versus Houston. It's 49.5 there, and I think a lot of that is just because Houston's pretty cheeks this year. In fact, they got it running up on them last week against UNLV. But Oklahoma scored 51 last week. I don't think they're going to score. That was against Temple. I don't think they're score 51 again here. But I think this is one where they'll get into the 40s. Probably Houston ends up getting a touchdown or something there late. But this just seems too low for me. When I think Oklahoma knows they'll probably end up getting in the new college football playoff. I think some of these games, kind of like college basketball, end up being a little bit important for numbers. Oklahoma's probably going to end up losing 2 or 3 games in a just gauntlet of an SEC schedule. So why not win your first few cakewalks by 40, 50 points if you can there. So I kind of like them keeping the foot on the gas pedal, even though they might be up, 4 or 5 scores.
I mean, they put up 51 last week. So
Yeah. What do we call that? A math play.
yes, we do. Can you what was did you have, what was it, 49 you said?
I got 4. I'm looking at 49.5 on DraftKings.
Yeah, I got you. Cool. Sweet. I like that a lot. Okay, we're seeing some themes here. Got a little bit of a theme. Might be more of a where I'm gonna be and who I'm gonna be with. I'm gonna be in North Carolina this weekend. Gotta take a little Appy State. And I'm gonna be with 90% Maryland Terp fans. It's just three JMUs and I think 7 or 8. I think so we're 70%. I think seven Terps, 3 Dukes. That being said, I did take not in the official play, but I did say a team total over for Michigan State last week based on Aiden Childs saying that you better bet the over. They scored 16 points against Florida fucking Atlantic. Not Lane Kiffin, Florida Atlantic, but just whoever the hell is coaching them, Florida Atlantic. That being said,
Pretty bad.
Maryland and Billy Edwards, shout out Springfield, Virginia. Maryland starting QB played very well last week. They put up 51 points on UConn.
Yeah.
So give me -8.5, or it might even be -8. I don't know. I had an 8.5. But yeah, that's gonna be a nice little 3:30 game. Yep, 8.5. So give me the 8.5. I think they clear by 10. Might be a backdoor 10. Is to be honest with you, I don't think it's gonna be super high scoring, but in the case that it is, Michigan State will not be able to keep up if they can't even score more than 16 points against Florida Atlantic. Not gonna think it, and I know I'm gonna be betting it anyways with everyone, so I might as well put it on the pod.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I don't know. Maryland, they've sneaky with Loxley as their head coach. They've been a little bit more high scoring over the last couple of
Mhm.
years. They had Roman Hemby last year. He was a nice little fan tracks running back for me, a nice little super flex guy.
Yeah, guess who has him this year?
Oh, you have him? Is he still there? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, even more so. Okay. I was focused on Billy Edwards Jr., but yeah, exactly. Michigan State not going to be able to keep up. So we've got our 6 picks here. We'll get a graphic out later. Fellas, any honorable mentions that maybe not official, but were there any that you guys were eyeing that maybe you want to bring up?
Fuck if I can pull it up. I just had one more and Tennessee -8 over NC State. Neutral site, Charlotte. NC State looked rough. That was Thursday. Yeah. And Tennessee, I think. I don't know. That's why I didn't pick it.
Make it was literally my number, I think 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Because I was like, and the Charlotte, North Carolina thing is what scares me. But I also think that the way that Nico looked last week, I know that was Chattanooga, but good Lord. I mean, NC State's got to be able to keep up.
Yeah. Yeah, their defense struggled last week, and that's kind of not all they got. They got Concepcion, but
Grayson McCall, I mean, he's solid. I mean,
and I have Grayson McCall. I got the duo on Fantrax.
okay. Yeah,
But
so that, I mean, that should be a solid game. That's 7:30 game.
yeah, I think it will be a good game. I think if their defense can, that's why I didn't pick it. But I was eyeing it.
Yeah, I like the Oregon Boise over 61.
Yeah.
And Iowa State under 35 because I feel like I won't play in Iowa over until proven otherwise.
Right. It still wouldn't have hit last week at 35. What was it, 26-3 or something? 26-6.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, Sean, what about you? Any honorable mentions there?
Yeah, a couple teams I think kind of drop their nuts on the table here, show they're for real. Utah, it's a 2 touchdown spread against Baylor, but I think they might just do it. They look pretty dang good. That team is so old. Cam Rise, a bunch of returning starters there. I think Baylor's kind of in the mix of just I just needed to kind of like get a whole new program here, or just really, they're not in the right direction. Kansas Jayhawks, shout out to Flan there. I think it's all the way down to just -5 against Illinois when it opened as a touchdown there. I think that's moving in the wrong direction. I know it's in Champaign, it's a night game there. If that gets to a track meet, Illinois will not be able to keep within a touchdown. So I like that.
Number.
-5 is I might probably lock that in tonight just in case it starts bouncing the other way. And then just like a little bit of like a trap game here. I forget if this. Remember earlier in the year, Auburn last year got upset by New Mexico.
Yep.
The same New Mexico quarterback who uh, did it on the Hokies last Saturday. Well, Auburn looked great week one against what was this like a one of the like an Alabama A&M team or whatever. They got Cal rolling into town here. I'm sure they're gonna be, Auburn's gonna be feeling pretty good. It would just be the most Auburn thing again, too. I won't say that they'll lose the Cal. Maybe take a little bit of a bite on some money line there, but plus 13, I kind of like the Cal Bears to. I think Auburn will just Auburn this. This is all
Oh,
this I play.
Yeah,
yep.
I like it.
The Utah one you're talking about, I was looking at it earlier today. I didn't know if I felt like playing it, but totally forgot about it. Their first quarter spread minus 5.5.
Okay.
So it's a little 7-0. 7-0 breaks
Yeah.
breaks that there. Just a thought. 7.5 is the first half spread too.
Yeah, it's funny. You know what I looked at inside that game as well, Sam, was the minus 7.5 in the second half, just in
Ooh.
case, like, it's relatively kind of close, and
And then
and
just
then
break away
kind of
for a
break it
one
up in the second
tug.
half. Either way, that's funny. We were each breaking that game down in a couple different ways.
I mean, we could just do each spread each quarter and just see what that yields. That might
And
be
just
some
hope we get
sicko shit.
more right
Yeah.
than we get wrong.
Like our own ladder of quarter spreads, each spread.
Yeah. Yep.
Not a bad thing. Max, West Virginia playing this weekend or are they off this weekend?
Yes, they're playing someone.
I don't know why I couldn't find them for some reason.
Maybe not. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, Albany.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say Akron, but that's for basketball. Yeah. So bounce back. Fans will be there. Well, the students will be there till half, and then actually it's a 6 o'clock game, which is wild. Uh, Penn State at 6 would have been so much cooler, but yeah, we better handle it. Garrett Green and that offense better get their fucking shit together.
Yep. Yep. I might eye some props on that. Maybe a little bounce back. CJ Donaldson.
Oh
Now that
yeah,
I'm gonna be in North Carolina and I know about the player props down there. Oh, I'm gonna be a sicko.
Yep.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Let's see. Notre Dame's got Northern Illinois Tech playing this weekend, Sean.
Yeah, they're home against Marshall.
Oh,
Oh yeah, my boss is going to that.
oh my gosh, that could not be a more trap game, a double trap game. Is Drones out? What's his injury status?
No, I think he was just cramping. Tootin also left the game at the end there.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. Hard pass on me from that game.
All right. Any other college football before we move on to week one of the NFL? We get back into our picks, our over, our under, our favorite, our dog, our prop, our T-Day parlay. We're going to keep it real. We're going to keep doing it. Same exact format. Fellas, I do want to bring up, I'm trying to fucking find it. Hold on. We had some great percentages last year. Sean and Max both over 50. I think I was like 49.8. So some good years from you fellas. Looking forward to seeing that capitalize. We've got a lot of good stuff. Been looking through the props all day. A lot of good odds. But as we all know, you never know with week one. So I don't know anything you guys want to kind of preview, talk through. I don't know if you guys have Thursday, Friday plays and we can just get into the picks right away, or if we don't really have picks for those two games, we can just preview real quick. I'm gonna let you guys decide here or just dive right into the picks and just see where we land.
Yeah, I'm ready to just dive in.
I mean, to that, without giving up, I guess, like my card, whatnot. It's unlikely that I play anything from those two games and across R6. In case if you want to, or do you want to throw your Packers talk on the back end?
Well, depends. I probably should throw it on the back end so everyone will continue to listen and not just shut off the podcast at this point. Shit. Okay. I mean, if we got picks, sounds like Max might have some picks. So let's just get into the picks. Let's get into that. And we'll get to the Packers when we get there. We'll get there.
Yeah, I was gonna say if no
forward to
one
it.
brings up our teams, then we can do it at the end.
That works there. That works there. All right. Well, here's what we're gonna do. Since I know Sean had the leading percentage, Max was very close behind, and I am last. I will let you guys pick the order. Sean, you want to go first? You want to go middle or last?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay. Max, you want second or third? You want the snake or do you want the
I'll give you
middle?
second.
Belly.
Second? We'll just do it that way. Okay. Sweet. Well,
I said
Sean.
I'll give it you second, but
Oh, you're giving me second and you're taking the snake. Okay, I like that. Yeah, can't argue that there. So I will take the middle spot. Sean, with the first pick in the week 1 NFL, Two Brothers Sports Podcast, NFL picks. Who are you going with?
Do 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 do
You are on the clock.
Give me the Houston Texans -2.5 against the Indianapolis Colts. I am so bullish on this Houston Texans team. Almost too much. It scares me a little bit, but I think we'll get. I mean, the offense is what it is, but I mean that defense with D'Amico Ryan's there now with a couple years. I mean, the rookies or last year, shoot, the guy from Alabama on the edge. There, what's
fuck.
I know, but you know what I'm talking. And they added Daniil Hunter as well. Aziz, the guy who's former San Francisco and then was Titans last. I mean, they're look pretty solid. The LSU cornerback there, and I haven't even started talking about C.J. Stroud yet. And I don't need to talk about C.J. Stroud in that offense. And them, adding Stephon Diggs there, Nico Collins, Tank Dell gets back healthy. I'm sorry, Colts. This isn't an anti-Colts play at all. I'm interested to see what Richardson does, but I think the Texans will scheme it up well, and this seems like a low number to me.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
And also your favorite guy your favorite AFC North player that's not a Steeler with Mr. Joe Mixon.
Hold up. I want to separate the art from the artist here. My favorite to bet on.
Okay, fair.
Like,
Yeah, that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
Mr. Over 3.5 catches himself has made the trek from Cincinnati to Houston. Joe Mixon, of course, who Sam was referring to there.
Two Brother Sports Podcast does not represent the opinions of all members of said podcast.
Yeah, the OG listeners know the Joe Mixon bit there.
Oh, I love it. No, I love it. I thought of you. I was looking at some Mixon props and I was like, I don't even know. I feel like it's like sacrilegious.
Well, I got to throw my model out with the new team here. I got to see how it looks, but who knows? Maybe he still has that little safety blanket, the dump off.
If they get them mixed up, man, I really like it there. All right, I like it. I like it. That was on my list. It's always tough because I'm always like, all right, where do I think people are going to go?
Mm-hmm.
I got to go with one because it was just the one dog. There was a second dog, which I'll wait and see what everyone else ends up going with. But there's one dog that I just could not pick. This team, their season was ended by this little green and yellow squad last year, but I think they're going to bounce back. Deshaun Watson hasn't played a whole lot, to be honest with you. The defense is going to be good, but I feel like it doesn't. CeeDee Lamb, the guy knows how to play football. He doesn't, I'm not sitting here sweating anything there. I think him and Dak are going to come out, and the Dallas Cowboys are going to cover and probably outright win against the Cleveland Browns. Sorry, Mark Carson and the Carson family, but I got to go with Dallas. I just, want to start the year off strong. I think that's the favorite that gave me the biggest boner. So we'll do that.
Dog.
Right? Yeah.
Dog.
Yeah.
Like I
had to pick that one because I was like, I feel like both y'all might be on that if I like that.
That was on my that +2.5. I mean, honestly, that's probably the reason why it's just money line's only +114. But yep.
Yeah, exactly. That might be a lock before.
Which it's just like a football number there. I mean, it would be tough for him to cover 2.5 and not win that game.
Right. Yep. And I feel like that's gonna just get bought down to like close to even, honestly.
Probably.
So. Yep. All right, Max.
All right, all right. I'm gonna go another dog. And sorry, Sean, if you wanted to take him. I'm sure maybe your bias wanted you to stay away, but I'm gonna take him. That's gonna be
Okay.
the Steelers plus 3.5 against the Falcons. I know it's Kirk. I know it's in Atlanta, but you guys still have that defense, and then that defense is scary. I think Russ can ultimately get it done. I think him and Tomlin probably have a great connection by the time this first game starts. I think they probably, got together a lot and shit in the off season. But I think him and Tomlin is a way better fit than him and Peyton. So I don't expect to see Broncos Russ come out. I think he can get his shit together and keep the offense rolling. You guys got some good ass weapons, great running backs. So yeah, I think plus 3.5 is very nice.
No, yeah, man. I love that. Love that. Now, well, Arthur Smith revenge game too. I think he
Yeah,
certainly wants to scheme it up against his old squad.
I,
absolutely.
I feel like worst case is almost like a bullshit Kirk Cousins 2 minute drive where they just like run the ball and it's like a 17-17. It's just like, all right, we're gonna get some bullshit PI, run the
Mm.
ball down and get a field goal. Like I feel like that's like worth I don't know. I don't feel great about Atlanta first like 6 weeks of the year. They'll be
Exactly.
better towards the end, but I agree. And the 3.5 is a huge hook. I think that was like three earlier today.
Really.
Yeah, so I like that 3.5. Totally like that. All right. Sean, anything else you want to add on that game while we're talking about it?
I might get to it here in a second, so you can go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, in that case, Max,
Teasing it up.
where are you going with Snake Around?
Whew. I think this one could be a little higher, even though it's at plus 102. Dolphins minus 3.5 against the Jaguars in Miami. I think Jags are just straight doo-doo. Well, their defense, offense has some shit to get together. I do still have faith in Lawrence, but I think that offense is just going to absolutely steamroll that defense.
All right.
Yeah, not much.
Like that.
Just all what they could do last year when they were healthy.
Yeah, right.
And we're not talking about the Dolphins as much this offseason as we did prior. And
They
Yeah.
added a lot of
I'm
defense
sure
on
they
the
love
Reed.
that.
Yep.
That's true. Yeah, just keep it quiet. Just keep your head down and keep rolling.
Keep it moving.
I dig it. Um, I'm gonna go with this over. I feel like if I was watching this game last year, I would probably play this under. But it's gonna be the Tennessee Titans and the Chicago Bears. I feel like Caleb Williams is gonna want to show a little bit. I think Levis in this Titans team is not gonna be the same Titans team that Vrabel's used to playing with, a 1917 slug it out. I think it's going to be kind of close, but I could see, I'm kind of looking at like a 27-23, something like that, maybe late touchdown on one of the sides. So yeah, give me Tennessee, Chicago, and Caleb Williams. I don't know that they're going to win this game, but based on last year and the last couple of years with the Bears, they do tend to put up points most of the time when they get that rolling. I think Caleb Williams is going to want to show out. And not to take too much of the Bears talk from you, Max, but yeah, I think overall 45 seems a little low. I'd see more of like a 47, 48 and a half. So I'll take those extra couple points and run with that.
Excuse me. Yeah, no, I'd agree. I had that one written down as well. Yeah, I think our offense is gonna put up some numbers, and it might take a little bit for our defense to get warmed up. So I think we might put up some or allow some numbers in the first half, and then just kind of lock in. And Caleb, this is his official debut at Soldier. Preseason is preseason. This is this is where it starts for him. Like you said, I think he's going to want to show out. I think the offense, has looked very solid in the preseason, but it is preseason. I'm excited, and I think we win for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
I would just be worried that Tennessee puts up a dud there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they definitely could. They
Yeah.
definitely could. But I don't know. I feel like Ridley, Hopkins, Levitt. I don't know.
All
Fuck
right.
it.
All right, there you go. I like the conviction. All right. Two for over here for me on the snake.
Yes, sir.
All right, Sam, you literally just spoke it into existence earlier. You said this game is probably gonna be like 17-17 the final drive with the team to win it. Assuming that just means it's a field goal, then that total goes well under 42. So that is like tradition under the Steelers game here. New coordinator, same rules. Steelers are playing. I'm taking the under there because I don't see that the Falcons, frankly, going crazy on, oh, I sure hope not going crazy on that. Get a healthy TJ, Cam, Minka all back there. Hopefully they play pretty strong. I love the under 42 in Steelers Falcons. Always, especially in that 1 o'clock hour, kind of a head scratcher because it's the NFL, the National Parity League.
Yep.
Nothing is always exactly what we thought it would be. Uh, Give me late into the game the Arizona Cardinals up or right there with the Buffalo Bills. I mean, I'm going to take plus 6.5 here. I might give some sprinkle. I need to see just what this Bills team looks like after losing all the players that they did. I do think that Keon Coleman's of the world and we'll be fine. And what's the Boise State guy? I mean, they got a bunch of like wide receiver twos and wide receiver threes and Dalton Kincaid. And I don't know. I think this Arizona team is feisty. I think Gannon is a good coach there. I think they'll have plenty of firepower on offense. Their defense was okay last year, even though they were on the field for so long. I just think this number is way too high for week one. It's not like weather is going to be an issue, for it being a Buffalo Bills home game here. So give me the Cardinals as some dogs.
Okay. That was that
Okay.
other dog, other than Dallas. That was the one that I was like, you know what? Arizona could be scrappy. Why not?
They were
Kyler Murray,
scrappy.
Josh Allen, little matchup there. Were they the same draft or was that different draft?
Ooh, that's a good trivia question. I have to look that up.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I will do a check, but yeah, I like that a lot. Let's see. Okay, we've already got our dogs. I guess I'll just leave the favorite to last. Going looking at an under here. It's I had Pittsburgh, Atlanta. It's another team that I usually were playing last year. I think it's the same exact thing. Carolina, New Orleans under 41 and a half. It's I don't think it cleared 41 and a half last year at all in either of their matchups. New Orleans could be a little bit better on offense this year. Carolina could be a little bit better on offense this year, but both are pretty defense heavy. Still going to take Bryce Young probably this season and maybe even another one to get acclimated. So yeah, I'm not going to question an AFC South under, and I will just keep it moving.
That feels good.
That does feel great.
Ready?
Is
Next
that
little snake.
car? Is that car still?
It's car still.
Yep.
Yeah.
Still.
His back was hurting or some shit.
Unless it's Spencer Rattler season.
Oh gosh, I hope not. Then I gotta play the over. It's gonna be like 7 pick sixes.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll go over. Highest one of the week, but these are two very, very offensive heavy teams. Defenses average, 50 and a half. LA Rams, Detroit Lions. Um, just seems right. I mean, I feel like they played last year, and it was like at like I got it. It was like 51 or something, and it ended at 48. So I'm going back to it. It's about the same thing, but I think these offenses are going to be doing their thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Dang,
like
I
that.
think unless I'm an idiot, I think that Detroit line went like it might have been -2.5 or -3 earlier. Now it's -3.5.
Yep.
That might be one I need to get on before. I think they show out in this week one here. I like
Yep.
that. That's my favorite.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah. Detroit definitely they gave up a bunch of points last year. They'd be in some 38. Wasn't their playoff game like 38-35? First round they played each other.
Yeah, I think it was kind of a high guy.
Huh? Love it, love it. All right, Max, where you going with your swing around?
Am I allowed to do prop?
Yeah, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just wrap
Going
up the
away.
TD parlay. We can
Okay.
just do that last.
Right. Yeah, then get me Tyreek Hill at 100+ yards at -105.
Let's go.
I mean, come on, we're gonna start this season off like he did last year and just go like 6 straight 100+.
I like it. You said -105. Money.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah.
That is absolutely beautiful. I know. I think I was looking at. I think his over under was like 97.5 at one point, and then that was like minus like 150, and I was just like, all right, what the fuck?
Yeah, might as well just go 100.
Yep. Yep. I mean, that's like all he's got to do is take 2 more steps instead of run out of bounds, and he's fine.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. I'm also gonna go with the prop, and I will end up wrapping up with my favorite, but gonna go with a Monday night play here. I'm so torn on how I think that game's gonna go, but when I think about it, I know that the Jets have a lot of good corners. What does that mean? George Kittle's gonna be kind of getting a little bit more targets, I think, maybe not from a Debo Ayuk perspective. So I'm thinking Kittle is able to get a couple receptions. I did lose some props on his receptions last year, but I'm going to go with his yards on this one, and it's Kittle over 41.5 receiving yards at -115. Couple big little streaky plays. I think it's going to be pretty within the numbers for most of the game, but I feel like Kittle could get 1 to 2 big catches that can get him close. And then I don't know. I think last year he started the season with 2 touchdowns in a big first game of the season. So I like him to kind of give a spark in the first game. So 41 seems a little low. It's probably right around
Yeah.
50, and it'll be a sweat, but why not?
I like it.
Well, I'm spotting a trend here with the props.
Open
Yeah.
the gates.
Well, it looks like we like receivers going over yards.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, it's a good thing I have a receiver going over yards for my
Oh, yeah?
prop.
Oh,
If there's any little nuggets, anything in the air that I can pick up from being here in these DC metro area, it's that they hate their cornerbacks. Whether it's newcomer Forbes or St. Just, the corners are not very good. So we look at, all right, who are they playing this week? They're playing the Bucks. Oh, I know they have a wide receiver that's caught in the ball and ran for over 1,000 yards for it seems like 17 straight years at this point. Give me Mike Evans over 67.5 yards there. Maybe even play like an alt that takes him over 75 or something. We don't need to get greedy here. I think Mike Evans goes well over 67.5 yards because Commanders corners do not cover very well.
Yep. That's a
Yeah. A game could be a sneaky overplay.
thought about that as well.
Yeah.
Also, like kind of like Washington covering.
Yeah.
I just didn't. I don't know.
I know.
We'll see how that one ends up.
Gonna get
If it goes
big.
close, more like if it goes 3.5, 4.5 higher, I might play it. But if it gets any closer, I'm gonna probably just play like a Tampa Bay money line.
I won't spend too much time on it here because we talked about it. Like Max said, a lot of reasons why to be bullish on the Dolphins here. I think the Jags will get feisty in this as well. Either way, I think there's going to be a ton of points at 1 p.m. down in South Florida there. So I know it's a high number, but give me over 49 in the Dolphins Jaguars. I think, these teams go well over 50 with this.
Yep, I like that.
Yep.
But I couldn't just go 3
Across the board.
Too much exposure on the Miami.
That's a lot that could go right or wrong.
That
Yeah.
is. That is. I like that. Let's see. I guess, oh yeah, I gotta pick a favorite. Dude, it's kind of a bigger number for a week one, but Burrow's got to bounce back, and this might just be the start that New England never gets less than 10.5 points in a game the entire season. A little tank fest I see from them. There's a little mix up at running back. I think he's going to connect with Chase a couple times. Still going to keep it moving with Higgins and the rest of the group there. So give me the Cincinnati Bengals -8.5. That might even get to a 9.5, 10 by kickoff, to be honest with you. I see that going opposite way. So get it in while I can. It's not a Bill Belichick can cover anything deal anymore. So I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Very nice.
Max, end us with your under.
Ooh, you know, I like Sean's +6.5 Zona. I do think they're gonna keep it pretty close. I think it's gonna be a little sloppy, honestly. I think in the beginning, I think might be a little hesitant. So I think 48 is kind of a lot. Um,
Or
I don't
Josh
know.
Allen whoopsie doozies at the beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just throwing it to, he doesn't have Diggs out there anymore.
Yeah.
So it's gonna
Or
be a
Gabe
little-
Davis.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I just think it's just going to be kind of an ugly game for at least the first half or some shit, and just not a lot of points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of.
A lot.
I like that one. I like that
Follow
one.
you on that.
All right. Let's see.
Yeah.
I guess Max start us off on the TD parlay.
PD
Let's see.
parlay. Yeah, I don't want to start off, trying to guess some crazy stuff. Little chalky. It's going to be David Montgomery, -125.
Go to the old faithful.
We know Gibbs is going to get him down to that 2 yard line, and he's just going to go bulldozer.
Yep.
So yeah, give me that all day.
I dig that. I went someone I just touched on real quick. I think Burrow and Chase connect for one, maybe even two. He's gonna get a lot of touches there. And I don't really know much about New England's corners. So give me Jamar Chase +135 there.
Do you want to throw something in there in case he does not play?
Oh, true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's likely, but
Yeah.
trouble in paradise out there.
Well, you take your guy and then let me think on my backup. I also don't want to take your guy as my backup.
Sure. I'll touch on a game that we just haven't talked on at all because we don't really need to talk on it. It's the Raiders Chargers. We'll just kind of be on red zone when you're at the 4 o'clock hour. There's going to be some touchdowns in this game. I do have at least confidence that Minshew will run a potent offense and at least give them a few red zone trips. And I'm sure most ball knowers listen and here are probably kind of high on Zamir White this year. I just it's one of these weird, like, I feel like he's going to get an easy 3 yard rushing touchdown. I don't think he's going to, have like 110 yards this game, but I feel just really good about him. Like if any Raiders player is going to get in the end zone, give me Zamir White, and it's like a fun little plus 165 on that guy too.
Oh yeah,
Okay. Okay.
a good one. I feel like Chargers kind of lost their defense too. I mean, they really only have like Derwin because Mac is gone, or did they re-sign him for like a year? Can't remember. I saw him get signed, but forgot where.
I think he's still on it, but I don't think the Chargers defense was anything crazy good statistics last year.
Yeah. So if Sam keeps Chase,
Yep.
it is plus 1,020.
Plus 1020.
10-1
Okay.
guy.
And then if I substitute that potentially, I'll go with Etienne. We talked about points, talked about Miami, Jacksonville. I don't know who's going to be the number one wide receiver in Jacksonville, to be honest with you. They're all 2A, 2B wide receivers.
Yeah.
maybe Brian Thomas can be the guy eventually, but they're going to give it to Etienne at some point on the goal line. So that'll be my number two. That knocks it down from plus 135 to a 115. But yeah, give me Chase.
Plus 925.
925. Okay, I like
So,
that. Cool. All right, we got that locked in. I think that's a good little parlay there.
so
Is there any games you guys want to hit on before I go into my Packers prediction?
Max, are you sure you don't want to take Justin Fields for anytime touchdown?
yeah,
Yeah.
I might have to just go back to Hurts or Caleb. No, it's gonna be, I don't know.
Ooh. So we went over on our TD parlay in week 1 of last year.
I don't know that we hit a TD parlay. Did
Well,
we
no,
hit?
no, no. Like none of us even got
Yeah,
got a
We
guy.
never hit one. Yeah. Damn.
In fact, then we went 0 for on week 2. And then Sam, you and I did end up getting a couple guys in the end zone in week 3. So
all right.
just wanted to see how that went.
Yeah, that's it's a TD parlay. Everyone
Well, I'm
knows.
picking him. Like, yeah, of course he's gonna get in. How does he not going to?
Yep. 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 I know I had Demont circled as one too. I was just like, yeah, he's gonna volt. I just wrote vulture next to him, but
Yeah, I'm sure.
yeah.
Like, what's Derrick Henry's odds?
I think minus 120, which is
Okay, I was gonna say, like, if you really like Sam's picks of Chase and Montgomery, don't want to kind of go too edgy with Zamir White. I think substituting in, I'm sure that brings it down to like 7-1 or something, but Derrick Henry feels pretty good.
yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. Nice. All right. Well, shit. We got Friday. We got Philly, Green Bay in Brazil.
No green.
I 2.5's a little tight for my ass right now. I don't know, man. I think there's a lot of I think Packers defense is gonna look good. I think overall they're gonna be swarming. I think it's gonna be fun. I think it could be a lower game, so 2.5 isn't bad. I'm gonna kind of see if maybe it can get up to 3.5. I think with Philly, dude, their offense with Saquon is gonna be rolling. I almost think this should be closer to like a 4.5 or something, but I can't. I don't know. I think I'm pretty torn here. I think over under was what 48.5 is what I think I
Yeah.
had.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I'm obviously excited. I'm rooting for the pack. Offense, dude. Like, I'm not playing any player props from the Packers. I just got to see what they're doing with Jacobs, who they're distributing the ball to mostly. It's probably one wide receiver. If you think he's a little low, he probably is too low, and I would just take him. I don't know. Whoever suits your fancy, like Wicks. It could be a Wicks, Stops, Watts. I mean, Jaden Reed. I don't know. But Eagles defense is pretty solid. They give up more in the secondary. So I don't know, man. Maybe a little love action. I'm kind of like waiting to see how this game is. It's a little too close for me. But you know how it is. I usually play the money line or whatever once we get closer to the game. But from a podcast prediction, I don't feel super confident in this game. And it's in Brazil. It's just weird, just like weird climate. And I, I don't know. I just don't know a ton. They're both going to have to run the ball a lot. So I feel like maybe an under might be the move if I had to give any pick. Maybe a Saquon over. Our rushing defense was pretty shitty last year, and they're going to be better this year, but I don't know by how much.
Yeah. I think that'll be an interesting game. I'm not too high on the Eagles, I'm going to be honest, but I guess they'll have to prove me wrong. It's a good test for both of y'all right off the bat.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I guess it's nice to not be playing at the link versus Lambeau. I mean, I'd rather be at Lambeau, but I'd rather be in Brazil than the link, I guess. I don't know. I don't know which one's going to be more hostile. But we'll see there. I think these guys are both teams are get in, take care of business, get out. So I don't think there's any fuckery going on.
Yeah.
I think that probably favors Philly a little bit more just with Hurts and some of the experience that they might have. But I don't know. This might be like Jordan Love just saying, "Hey, everyone's saying I might be a little overrated this upcoming season. Maybe not able to perform that the way he did at the end of last season, but I don't know. Josh Jacobs is a huge addition. I mean, Jones was banged up a few games. He was hurt for like I think 4 to 6 games last year. Like you got everyone back healthy, so it's weird seeing that. But I don't know. Rashawn Gary looked like he's gonna be a beast. Xavier McKinney's a nice safety addition. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a bitch. Like I feel like for Baltimore, Kansas City, Green Bay, and Philly, it's just like fucking A, dude. Like very like maybe one of the hardest, if not like some of the hardest games you're gonna get all year, and it's gotta be first week of the season. But that's what they do. They put it on TV and that's what they gotta do. So uh, I don't know. I really don't know. I feel better about this game than I did with Notre Dame, if that helps at all.
Uh, yeah.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
were not feeling great.
I think it's close. I don't think if Green Bay loses, it's not by more than 6 points. But I could also see them just running this game and we're looking good. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
We shall see.
All right, cool. Any other games that we did not talk about? Oh, Denver, Seattle. Did we talk about that? I mean,
No.
No.
just under and ugly.
Under, and I don't hate Denver. What is it? 3.5
Yeah.
plus. I don't know. What if Bo Nix just comes out and does his thing?
Yeah, good.
Not very high on Seattle. Even though I love Gino.
Let me see. Anyone else that we did not talk about? I mean, Ravens, Chiefs. Anyone have a side on that? Over under?
Chiefs. Just like last year.
Although the Chiefs did lose the opener last year to Detroit.
As to Detroit.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. It's like
Wait, I hope both teams lose.
it's almost like Mahomes and the Chiefs in the playoffs. Like, yeah, that would be a tie would be great. But I don't know. I feel like every time with Mahomes now, I'm like, is it just playoffs where I bet with him all the time? Or do I also do regular season? I don't really know.
Mhm.
I
It
don't know.
might be a dangerous Ravens team. I feel like they might come out and it's gonna be probably a low scoring game. And everyone's gonna be like, oh, football, NFL is boring, and everyone's gonna be like, all right, and then everyone's gonna forget about that. Let's see. Minnesota, New York Giants. Did not talk about that. I think that's the only other game.
I don't think we need to talk about that game.
Yeah, I like Minnesota, honestly. I might just fuck around and throw them in a parlay. And I don't know. Devin Singletary is their starting running back. I don't know. It's just garbage.
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson's the best player on the field on both sides of the ball. So let's give me that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Couldn't find it. I wonder once we get to the actual day when everything's up there. I love a like over Calvin Austin's like longest catch. Like for instance, I think Pickens is like 22 and a half yards, like with their longest catch. It was what the Darnell Mooney bet that Max used to do there.
Oh,
I think
yep. Yep.
use him in a couple pop plays. I think it'll be something like 12 yards, and I'm sure he gets a fun 20 or 30 yard catch in there. I think they want to scheme him up deep. Little shifty slot receiver for the Steelers. And our receivers kind of stink. I don't think Roman Wilson is going to be able to play, and I don't expect a lot out of Van Jefferson. You might even see some Scotty Miller in there.
Oh God.
Oh my gosh, what are you guys doing over there?
Well,
We're just gonna run the
yeah,
ball.
I don't know. They never end up getting that other possession wide receiver. But I think Roman Wilson will be the dude by week like 6. Not like
Yeah.
but the like clearly two, like the wide receiver 2 to Pickens wide receiver 1.
Yep. Yeah. It's a nice little young Court Pickens is young as shit too, isn't he? Only like 20 or something?
This is third year.
Third year. Why did I think he went into the league super young or something? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know why I thought that.
Went at 18.
I don't know. He's got over 1,900 yards and across two seasons here. Not too shabby.
No, not shabby at all. How we feeling on Fryermuth? Is he gonna be getting some dump offs and shit?
I mean, this kind of you like you mentioned too, the same way you say, well, I want to see how they use guy. This is Arthur Smith's first game as the OC here. No Canada, and no just kind of calling plays by committee there. No, Kenny Smallhands pick it in there. So I'm not sure. Remember if this was the Falcons of last year, you play the backup tight end there, so maybe they'll get some Darnell Washington plays in. But I think there's gonna be a lot of kind of two tight end, running back sets there where he's looking to hit Freiermuth across the middle. So we'll see. I think it'll be a good amount of run.
Yeah.
I hope Najee has a good day.
Let's go. Let's go. I can't wait for this weekend. We got Thursday,
Yeah,
Friday,
man.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I can't even count. That's 5 days of football straight. That's beautiful. So all we have to do, guys, is get through tomorrow or today for those listening. And we're right there. We are right there. I mean, no way anyone's doing shit on Friday for work after the first NFL Thursday night. Like, no way, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be getting ready for our game, so it's gonna be a whole day thing.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm excited. Excited. Good luck to all your teams.
Just programming note: is your game like a Amazon thing or is it on
Peacock, I believe. Yeah, that's
Thank
fucking
you.
bullshit.
Oh,
Yep.
I was like, no way they're gonna throw us this Friday game and it not be on some
Yeah, I'm gonna be
great
down at the lake. I'm gonna be. I'm gonna get that set up early. So, yep. Yeah, I'm trying to think now that I think about all our Peacock. We're gonna have to figure that out, Max. I think we can do 3 streams at once, but Mom's.
today I probably will be somewhere else. I won't be at my house.
Yeah. I mean, a bar will have
Okay,
it on.
fair. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. All right, fellas. Well, that's all I got for this week. Everyone,
Yeah.
have a good week. Get through the week. I mean, I feel like long Labor Day weekend into next football weekend. Struggle busing, but we made it through. We got all our picks out. We'll get those out to you guys. And yeah, hope all your picks are winners. Hope our teams all win. And back here next week.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Have a great weekend.
We'll podding on a Paul Skeens day too. I see he kept a 2-0 lead against the Cubs right now. We'll see how that goes.
All right.
So you got
Who
at
cares
least
about
7
baseball?
Ks.
We're off,
At
this is
least 7 Ks.
See you guys.
Thanks everyone for listening.
Love y'all.
Love you.